Matt, full-time here in Poole. What's your thoughts?
Overall, I'm really pleased, as mad as that sounds, because you come to pre-season game, certainly your second game of pre-season, and you're learning non-stop. And if I break down this evening, I've learned in many ways, to be honest. I've learned in the first quarter up to this water break, hydration break, whatever you want to call it. I thought the 25 minutes or whatever it was we stopped till then, I didn't think it was good enough. And purely on the basics of winning a football match and starting a game of football. And I thought we were second best. I didn't think we got into any first, seconds, didn't compete well enough, which is not synonymous for my team. So I've certainly learnt that won't be happening again. And I'm pleased that I've got my message into them early on that first section of the game. I thought I saw a bit of a response for the second half of the first half, if you like, after that water break. And I thought we were a little bit more on the front foot, and I thought we were a little bit more aggressive on pressing. Listen, of course, shape-wise and systems and all that sort of stuff, we don't know what Poole are going to play tonight. We haven't done any research on them. There's those sort of elements of the game are very usual in pre-season, where we're not as organised as we are for going into an opposition game. A league game against the opposition. So the second half of the first half was a bit better once we got into the game. Again, more information, more understanding into the group, getting 60 minutes into a night. So then the first 15 minutes of the second half, I thought actually was probably our best spell of the game, or certainly with that group of 11 players. And I thought we were really dominant. I thought we were on the front foot. I was only looking one way. I thought we did well, and it was a miles better period of the game for us. So pleased in that side of it. And then when we make all changes, and obviously, not trying to use too many tries, a few trialists in the first 11, and then a real chance for me to see, which I have done in training, but to see a real strong group of the youth team, the EDS boys, for them to pretty much be a youth team there for the last 30 minutes, bar 3, maybe 4 outfield players. I thought it was a really good performance from them. I thought it was some many good things from them, some really bright performances, created a couple of chances. And then I feel really sorry for them, because we go and concede from a short corner that they don't understand, they don't know how to deal with it yet. We go and concede from a short corner and find ourselves 2-0 down, which is probably, as a result goes, a really harsh reflection on tonight's proceedings. So learned a lot in many different factors. So a pleasing night.
Obviously, with pre-season being so busy, how handy has it been sort of having the EDS players available to get involved in our squads?
Especially in early days of pre-season, you can't have your main first team players doing too many minutes too early. As the games go on, they'll be playing more minutes, so the EDS boys will be playing a little bit less, or they'll be taking their chance, because there's been some performances there that have impressed me. So especially in these early days, especially with me still looking to try and get probably 4 more players in at this stage, and working hard behind the scenes to do so, of course. Got 2 more over the line yesterday, which I'm pleased about. But the more obviously the new signings come in, the more the pre-season goes on, and we get more minutes into the first team players, the EDS boys' minutes will drop off. But at these early stages in training as well as games, and it's great because I'm new to the club as well, and only 2 weeks in, I'm getting to see what's in that programme as well, and what I'm seeing is very pleasing.
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned a couple of our new signings. Nick and Max both started today. What did you take on sort of their performances?
Yeah, again, Max has been in for a few days leading up to it, but Nick literally met all the boys yesterday. So again, it's very new to him and his ideas and what we're trying to get. But the most important for Nick and all the lads is just the minutes in the bank. Of course, there's things to work on. That's an absolute given. But me getting my messages across and really getting the time in this early stage to get those across to the players, and in video sessions back in on Thursday, and on the training pitch, and on Friday, and leading into obviously a tough but a good game in Southampton the weekend. It was a positive night for us for another big step forward in our learning process.
Yeah, and then just finally, obviously, as you just mentioned, we are playing Southampton on Saturday. What are you thinking going into that? Obviously, it'll be a bit of a tough test for us.
Yeah, obviously, not too much on Southampton. Maybe do a little bit more research. Now we're a couple of games in, exactly what they're trying to look to try and do. We'll try and get that going as pre-season develops. But no, just be really focusing on us, focusing on, obviously, recruitment still, focusing on training, focusing on video sessions, that we then start taking it into games and building it into games. And that's our second of 7 pre-season friendlies. So, yeah, lots to work on, we all know that. But I've been a manager a long time. I've been an assistant manager a hell of a long time. and I know exactly these feelings you have during pre-season and pre-season games, and certainly today is no different.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Thanks a lot, cheers.